Reno from Omokri. Oh, sorry, Reno Nugget Omokri as he finally meets President Bola Ahmed Tinubu today. That has been his dream a long time ago and finally achieved it. Congratulations. It's a special broadcast today just to felicitate with him, congratulate him, and all the table he's been shaking all this. He's a constant and persistent table shaker. All the table he's been shaking all the while. So of course, you know why he's been shaking those tables. It's actually to set his own, and finally, he has fulfilled destiny as he meets President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But a brief biography of Brother Reno Nugget Omokri. Reno Omokri started his table shaking life life mission when he was commissioned at the house of former President Olusegun Obasanjo. If you can hear me, please let me know so that I can continue. If you can't, so I can adjust the audio. I'm using earpiece, you understand. So after he finished with President Olusegun Obasanjo, he was further commissioned to stay with the next president on the commissioning of the same former President Obasanjo. So he was made to continue to work with President Goodluck Jonathan. So it was on the recommendation, when you write reference note for somebody to say, go on, you understand. So, and they were all in PDP. So he worked for Obasanjo. Obasanjo planted him in President Goodluck Jonathan's. You saw a video recently where somebody was saying, "It's my boy, my boy." Somebody said on social media that day that there's no better CV than a former president presenting somebody to another and say, "Hey, see my boy." You don't have to write application, no other CV necessary. So it was the same way. Brother Reno Nugget Tibusheka Omokri became an aide to former President Goodluck Jonathan. All those open letter Baba was writing at those times, you know where they were coming from. Just so you have an idea. So it was when there was some kind of subtle fallout, and somebody was inside scoping for the former president. Say this is what they are doing. So you will now guide the president. Say, okay, let's put it this way. Baba will now be writing open letter. So Brother Omokri was there. He was there as a good confidant. Then you are seeing Sanusi's picture there. Okay, it's part of Reno's biography, anyways. Some of you remember when there's Simlin. If you remember when there's Simlin, at that time something happened when former CBN governor, now Emir, later Emir Sanusi, he revealed that most of the money, just like we see query today, all the money being generated by an NPC, where are they going to? That there were no remittances, When Sanusi filmed at the time and he was trying to explode alongside Okonjo-Iweala and all those things, they were trying to reveal, somebody wrote when they're simply trying to hit at Sanusi at the time. Eventually, Sanusi was sacked. But the Wendell Simley, who was the anonymous that wrote those things against Sanusi at the time, the IP was traced and it turned out to be Brother Reno Nugget Wendell Simley. Omokri. You understand? So don't be surprised. We'll be asking, where was Brother Reno away for this while? Why did he leave the country? And when Buhari became president, and then former CBN governor later became Emir, and Jonathan was no longer in power. PDP had left power. Brother Reno Wendell Nugget Omokri felt unsafe. That's why till today you will not see Brother Reno talk about the Wendell Simley saga again, because it was traced to him. He could not deny. So, in fact, a person in the US alleged that Brother Reno Nugget Wendell Omokri told the identity of her son to write I don't want to call it blackmail against Sanusi. Sanusi wept too at that time, you understand. So, brother Wendell, brother Reno, Nugget Omokri was the one behind those things, allegedly because they were straight to him. So, brother, when Buhari became president, and the emir he wrote, he used the identity when they sent him to write against, became emir, Uncle Reno Wendell Nugget Omokri had to disappear from the country because if they picked him up at the time. So anytime you see brother Reno Nugget Omokri writing something, it is not from his heart to generation yet unborn should understand this kind of things. You understand this kind of creatures. It is not from his heart. He is commissioned to, he is assigned to do it, and it takes instructions to do them. For instance, at first, when he was praising former governor of Anambra State, who later became Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, when he said it's the best thing that can ever happen to this country, he's got this IQ, he's got this, he's got this, that. It is because former President Olusegun Obasanjo had promised the latter that don't worry, we'll prepare you to come out from the southeast, and you will be the Igbo candidate, you become president. So it was in the background of that, and you know that brother Reno Nugget Omokri is one of the aides to that former president who was promising Uncle Peter that don't worry, I'll present you, be the next. So it was because of that that brother Reno said, okay, since my principal I said this is what will happen, let me start working, let me start promoting that person, so that if that person comes to be, I'll be his aide, among his aides again. You know, they don't want to leave that corridor of power. They always look for ways back. Even if they found that they were kicked out, they will look for ways to come back. So brother Reno Nugget Omokri, decided to promote Mr. Uncle Peter Obi at the time. Unfortunately, it became clear that it was another game. It became clear that they just wanted to use Uncle Peter to sing Southeast votes so that it will not be useful to PDP. Was why they brought Uncle Peter out, even though Uncle Peter, everybody knows, was not a member of the Labour Party. So when the game became clear, Uncle Reno saw that there was no way with Uncle Peter. So brother Reno Nugget began to tackle, and you know the way these people work in politics. They will give you one person to be supporting you. They'll put another person here to be tackling you. So they put Uncle Okupe. They attach him with Uncle Peter Obi. Even though they all know that it was a game they were playing, they will all still withdraw at the end of the day. So when we said it at the time, they abused us, but we know time. Time is always a confirmer. Time confirmed it for us that we were telling the world the truth at the time, but they refused to listen. But time explained better. So now, Uncle Reno Nugget Omokri knew that Uncle Peter was headed nowhere anyways. So he continued to attack Uncle Peter. And then later, he started working instead for brother Alhaji Waziri AA Abubakar Atiku. He started working for that one while he continued to put down Uncle Peter. Now game, all this they distribute themselves. Oh, let me work for this one. You go and work for that one. Now political jobbers, and they call them. It's their job, political jobbers. So what else will you describe somebody whose job is to just be perambulating around the corridor of power without necessarily having any value addition? Yeah, it's value. Nuisance value is value too. Anyways, so Uncle Reno Nugget Omokri then continued to do what he was doing. Now, after the election, even though he has said everything, oh, I will never support a drug dealer, I will never support a Chicago fraud certificate fraudster, blah, 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 blah. After all of those things, guess what, gentlemen and ladies? Brother Reno Nojet Omokri tweeted today happily, exactly, that he has finally met President Tinubu in Asovila. And a lot of people are asking, does it mean he will now be the one to replace Ngilale, Abi? Ngilale. Please borrow me the name in the comment. I'm sorry, it's not to denigrate or to mock. It's just I didn't know how to really pronounce that name. So that people are saying, maybe he's the one that will replace. Don't forget that you have not heard anything from Uncle Fanika or this thing. So. And you know, say if hunger they bite ordinary people, this one where Uncle Fanika no talks is all these days. They feel they work something under. But finally, congratulations, see brother Reno, not yet Omokri, has finally met President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the face of hardship. But he has to be around corridor power, otherwise he will not be able to come in. Then go pick him. He get offense. That when there's anything, people will mean him. So he needs presidential cover to be. So he has to do everything possible. He has to praise the Pharaoh. You understand? If you want to be in Egypt, knowing that you have committed offense in Egypt, you have to be under cover of Master Pharaoh. I'm not talking, I'm talking about Egypt now. Egypt is another. I digress to Egypt. So if you want to go to Egypt and you know you have offense there before, you have to get cover of Master Pharaoh. I digress to Egypt. So anyways, those who are in Nigeria, so people are now wondering, maybe you call this person drug, this, that, Kineko Baron, fake certificate again. But I know, Nigerians now, they'll say, that one is politics, normal, leave it. But the question is, does Uncle, brother, Reno Jet Omokri not have independent mind of his own? Is there something called integrity again? Is there something called the dignity of human person? Is there something called honor or honesty? Is there something called principle or discipline again? Hunger no be so. Hunger dey wire people. Hunger no be small pikin. If all these ones dey hustle like this, they hustle wey be say they have to start twisting what is not. They have to start twisting. Wetin make ordinary people like us can't do now? That is the only question me get to do. If brother Reno Nojet when Omokri has to be this desperate, see him. He nearly pressed Tinubu hand. He nearly break am. No break our president hand though. No break am. So if brother Reno Nojet Omokri could be hustling like this, abeg me sef dey find job. Anybody wey get connect, abeg give me. Na beg I dey, abeg give me, because this hunger no be small. See how I dey mighty. You see Uncle Wendell, Uncle Reno. See am, dey hustle, dey change mouth, get double mouth now. One go here. Hunger no be person anybody mate o. Hunger no be anybody mate o. Uncle Reno, abeg. That soap wey take baff, abeg I go need am. Cut soap for me, abeg. Brother Reno Wendell Nojet Omokri, cut soap for me. I go need am. The only problem be say my own mouth no fit divide go two separate places. Na the only problem wey me get. Abeg, I dey find soap wey I no go need double speak. I need soap when I no go need double speak, but me sef go fit get this kind connect with president. I dey find am, abeg. Anybody wey get, abeg, biko, brother Reno, I need am, abeg. Thank you, as you do.